Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Juan David, and this is the presentation of the final group project of English with my classmates, Esteban Berrospi and Fernando Solis. In this video, we will present the world video game called Assassin's Creed, which will talk about its origin, development, and everything. As having objectives such as simple, present, technical vocabulary, and connectors. Without anything else to say, let's continue. Assassin's Creed is a video game franchise developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft, a French company founded in 1986 by the Guillemot brothers, created by Patrice Desilets after his work on Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. The series starts in 2007. Since then, it evolves through numerous sequels and spin-offs, establishing itself as one of Ubisoft's most successful and enduring intellectual properties. Central game story. Assassin's Creed centers on the millennial-old conflict between two secret and dynamically opposed organizations. The Assassin's Brotherhood, which fights for humanity, freedom, and free will, and the Temple Order, which seeks to impose control and peace through order. Their opposing ideologies shape the course of history throughout diverse eras, from ancient Egypt and ancient Greece to the Italian Renaissance and the French Revolution. The series Revolution The series employs advanced technology known as the Animus, which allows modern-day protagonists, often descendants of key history figures, to access historical figures and relight the genetic memories of their ancestors. This mechanic provides immersive experience within meticulous recreate historical settings, allowing players to explore fascinating eras and participate in pivotal events. Through this engaging narrative framework, the franchise framework develops into complex themes such as freedom versus control, historical determinism, and the morality of individual actions and their impact of the broader historical landscape. And now, Assassin's Creed Company's worlds. Historical reenactment. Assassin's Creed open worlds are meticulously designed to accurately reflect the historical periods in which they take place. This includes the clothing, customs, and the social and cultural environment of each era. Historical recreation encompasses both large urban settings and natural landscapes, seeking to offer a faithful and detailed representation that allows the player to immerse themselves in varied and complex historical contexts. And now, immersive environments. The saga environments are crafted with a high level of detail to deliver an immersive experience. For example, from the streets and the markets of Jerusalem during the Crusades to the neighborhoods and squares of Paris during revolutionary times. Each city reflects the daily life, cultural diversity, and distinctive elements of this era. Moreover, these environments allow players to explore vibrant cities and historic landscapes that enhance the game's authenticity and depth. And now, to continue page, my teammate Berrospi Steve.
soundtrack. The Assassin's Creed soundtrack features prominent composers such as Jesper Kyd, renowned for integrating traditional elements with modern arrangements in several titles in the series. Recent installments, such as Assassin's Creed Shadows, also include composers and bands such as the Flight Johansson and Alexis Smith, TEKOKK, and the Thunderdrum team with Tix the author, who combine traditional instruments with contemporary genres to create a sonic atmosphere in keeping with the historical setting. Moreover, the music complements the atmosphere of each game, utilizing instruments and styles specific to the era and region depicted, reinforcing the narrative and the player's emotions, and accompanying both the action and key moments in the story. Combats in Assassin's Creed reflects the weapons and fighting techniques unique to each historical era. Players employ a variety of weapons and abilities that allows for both style and direct confrontation, adapting to different combat situations. Mechanics include blocking, dodging, counter-attacking, and combo systems, all integrated to provide a seamless flow during engagements. Furthermore, combat adapts to the specific characteristics of enemies and the environmental context, allowing for various tactics depending on the scenario and the type of adversary. Hidden Lips, iconic weapons of the assassin, aliens for stealth attacks, swords and dangers, hands-to-hands combat weapons with a variety of the styles depending on the era. Bows and crossbows, ranged weapons of the eliminates enemies without being detected. Bombs and tools, tactical element uses to distract or incapacitate adversary. Movement system. The movement system in Assassin's Creed features precise and agile timing, allowing protagonists to scan structures and reach elevated vantage point. Urban traversal includes running and jumping between buildings to navigate cities efficiently when avoiding road obstacles and enemies. Moreover, the system incorporates acrobatic maneuvers such as both rolls and assignment traps that facilitate both the stealth approaches and rape escapes. Parkour mechanics enables fluid transition between flipping up and down, with controls supporting very moves like laws, spring dodges, and recovery rows to reduce fall impact. Characters cannot climb so fast, plugin placing consoles, which defines accessible rows and enhances striking movement. Sprinting and options as automatic rows and tackles, while stands change during movements on walls for being slam on phone lines. Overall, the system integrates vertical and horizontal navigation with context sensitive actions to support exploration and stance through diverse environments.
My partner will continue to explain more about this game in the next part. Thank you very much. Hello teacher, I'm your student Matthias Berrospi and I will explain the next part of the topic of these games. Well, progression system. The progression system in Assassin's Creed allows players to develop skills and good equipment as they advance through the story. To experience, new combat, stealth, and parkour techniques unlocked, adapting the playstyle to individual preference and gradually increasing the difficulty to maintain the challenge. Mastery. The player acquires the basic skills needed for combat, skill, and mobility to become familiar with the game's core mechanics at starting equipment. Learning. The focus is on acquiring basic combat and parkour techniques. essential movements are practiced and perfect. Wielded perfect, while the player tends to understand the different types of enemies and scenarios. Specialization is allows the player to develop customized playstyles. The player chose to become a combat master with advanced fighting techniques, a phantom assassin skilled in the stealth infiltration, or urban acrobat who master parkour and mobility. The decisions tier define the player's primary focus. Mission structure. Mission is Assassin's Creed consists of main objectives that drive the central narrative and secondary tasks that enrich the gameplay experience. This experience these activities include Assassin's Creed. These activities include assassination, infiltration, parkour, sequence, experimental exploration, and puzzle solving, are integrated into the game's historical context. Moreover, the diversity of missions allow multiple approaches and solutions, providing the player with freedom in their playstyles. Adversaries and challenges. Enemies in Assassin's Creed vary depending on their historical context of age, installment, con various types and factions. Among the most common are Templar soldiers who seek to control ancient artifacts, impose a world order, appearing from the Christian to the colonial to the colonial era. Pirates also appear in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, where Edward Kenway faced corsairs and sailors from different European powers. Other enemies include bandits, mercenaries, and local criminal groups, depending on the settings, such as Koamimono and Merchant Wheels happen. Assassin's Creed Shadows, in addition, specific a section is a shinobi, corrupt samurais, smugglers, and bounty hunters, adversaries in different regions and historical periods. The artificial intelligence of enemies is a signal to other combats that require varied starting, adapting to the player's skills.